Welcome to Clarinet Hacks with Jochen. Today in this episode I continue the adjusting of a German clarinet 2000 series of SCHWENK&SEGGELKE. We had recently discussed the B-flat speaker mechanism. Now it is the R and A flat key combination and, much more important, the left hand ring keys. First, we remember that we had a little tool we can use. It's this little feeler gauge made from cigarette paper. And we have a second tool, very important, our hexagon wrench 1.5 millimeters, supplied with your clarinet, of course. So we want to see what happens here with this adjusting screw, which is between the overcross of the R and the A flat key. If you turn it completely back, so against the sense of the clock, there will be a certain limit, and then the screw, it's really on the back side, so there will be nearly no effect to open the R flat key, and the pitch or the tuning of your R will be much too low by this. Yeah, it sounds really sad. This is because the R flat key doesn't open, or the G sharp key doesn't open exactly together with the R key. We want to get this screw as close as possible to the R key, but there should be a tiny game before the R key moves the G sharp key. So we find the right position, that we see a tiny movement here. If I put it too much inside, what will happen? You see that the G sharp or A flat key yet is open. It opens perfectly together, but the G sharp is always open now. You will have a nice effect on your clarinet. So if you want to be nice to your colleague, you just put in this screw very far and he will not play the second movement of the symphony. Hopefully you are more nice to your colleagues than I demonstrated here. So we look, the right position of this key is in the moment, no, it's not yet tight. We go back with this screw as far as the R flat is really closing, like this, and the other key is also still closed. So, and here's a tiny way before the R flat key is opened, like this. It's correct, and you have a very nice sequence from and you never have to practice this combination if it's right adjusted. Next step, what happens with these ring keys here? There are two notes which are important. We want to get a very clear combination from B natural to R in the second octave. And we want to have a very good connection from here to the C in the third staff. So if this screw, which is important for this connection, is also very open, we have the following effect. This works perfect from B natural to R, but the C and the above the stuff is much too high, just because the F sharp venting hole, which is positioned on the downside of this first ring, is also opened together with the high C. So you can either correct it always by or you try to fix the problem with your adjusting screw. you turn it in, that at the best result both pads, both resonance pads which you see here, are closing in the same way. It's not yet enough. Testing again with your little feeler gauge. Not enough yet. Tiny bit more. It feels good. Tiny bit. 1 minute. So now we can test it. That's good. And now what happens if this screw is too much to the closed side? Now we have the following effect. I must press really hard to close my second finger R, because this key will not come down because of the adjusting screw. The adjusting screw doesn't allow the second key to go down. So, like we did before, we have to remove it backwards and find a new balance between both keys here. First I test this one, it's very close, but here it doesn't close yet really. So back against the clock sense. And the finger which closes the key here should not press really very hard, but very soft. Yeah, that you can move your fingers really with a minimum of force, which is the best for the pads and as well for your musical playing. Now it works perfectly. Thank you for watching this video, which is presented by Clarinet Hacks with Jochen, and follow us again.